Hello, and welcome to the Dark Place. And there are few darker places than Silent Hill. Well, more foggy than dark. We on this channel are big fans of the Silent Hill games. We've mentioned them a few times.
Fine penalty, yeah. Would you? I know they announced. Oh look, you're fine now.
Yeah.
I know they announced new Silent Hill game and stuff, but would you have been happy if they didn't announce any new Silent Hill game apart from Silent Hill Racing?
They Silent Hill karting.
It'd be great.
Always Pyramid Head. Silent Hill 4 is a really interesting game.
Yeah.
It's let down by some really weird controls. But I actually really like the But the game itself is very, very interesting. The idea of it, you're like, between every level you're in your apartment, like a safe space, but as you go through the game it gets less and less safe.
Yeah. No, I really like
So it's really just, and some of the enemy designs now are really good.
Oh no, Silent Hill. Okay, see you
blah,
then.
blah, blah, shut up.
But today let's talk about one of the elements that makes the Silent Hill series so good. The monstrosities that stalk your dumbass as you bumble around that godforsaken town. These are my top 10 favourite, most disgusting, scariest monsters from the Silent Hill franchise.
Scarlet's doll. Where did...
Daddy?
Number 10, Scarlet. Homecoming didn't have a lot going for it, but what it did well was soundtrack and monster design. Scarlet is a doll-like monster who rises from a pool of blood and slashes at you with her really long limbs. She bends and contorts, her doll-like body oozes and bleeds. It's disturbing as all hell, and then in her second phase she transforms into a spider and glides around the room, being a pain in the butt. Unfortunately, the boss fight is a little anticlimactic, but you can't fault good monster design.
You must be joking. But I can be yours. I'll be here for you forever. And I'll never yell at you or make you feel bad. That's what you wanted. I'm different than Mary. How can you throw me away?
I understand now. It's time to end this nightmare.
No, I won't let you. You deserve to die too, James.
Number 9, Mary. Fighting a dead woman strapped to a bed frame may not sound scary, but it is. As she hovers above you, sending moths to mildly irritate you, divorcing her with liberal use of a shotgun becomes priority number 1. There is obviously a lot of symbology with this ending, which I won't go into here because I don't want to spoil it for you, but considering you had to fight 2 pyramid heads in a tiny dark room to get to this point, this boss fight could have been a letdown, but it isn't. Bedbound wife on a flying bed with a swarm of moths, a very scary boss fight. Number 8, The Dark God. The top dog, the Dark God, is Silent Hill in many ways. It created the creatures that inhabit the town and controls everything that goes on within its foggy limits. It made its first appearance in the first game after Dr. Kaufman throws red goo at God. Okay, it's Aglafotis. This unleashes the boss bitch within, but the Dark God boss battle that comes to mind most of all is Silent Hill 3. This big-headed demon god is absolutely horrifying to look at. I think it's the exposed pelvic bone and crumbling decayed face. They give me nightmares, not to mention the fleshy walls or the vagina you jump through to get here.
What are you doing, Laura?
It's further back in the desk.
Laura! What are you doing?
Number 7, Flesh Lips. The Flesh Lips may appear similar to the Mary boss fight at the end of Silent Hill 2, but they are somehow even more gruesome and disturbing to look at. Just a disgusting blob of limbs and flesh in a metal frame, with a mouth at the bottom, bringing new meaning to Kiss My Ass. These monsters kill you by strangling you with their legs, and then they drag you into the ceiling. Given the small amount of room you have to fight them, this is a tense boss battle, and when you kill the first two, another faster Flesh Lips appears. This is not the way you want to die.
Nora, they turn on the gas! Get out! Get out of here! I'll save Wheeler! What are you doing? Get off me! Stop it! What is Wheeler! Wheeler, where are you? Jesus Christ! Holy fuck!
Number 6, Asphyxia. Back to Homecoming. Asphyxia is the kind of monster that takes your breath away. This gigantic beast has no problem sneaking into 18-rated movies. It just has so many limbs and something similar to a scorpion tail. This human centipede nightmare is also very nude, which is just a bit awkward. Asphyxia looks like it's suffering and you have to put it out of its misery. You don't want to choke against this boss. Just take a breath, keep calm. Anyway, you kill it by jumping on its back and pulling on its little shoulder arms.
Josh! Wait, Josh!
Number 5, Nurses. Moving away from boss battles and onto a series classic, the damn Nurses. Nurses are pretty scary in real life. They know all sorts of ways to make you suffer, but in Silent Hill they are just as terrifying. Representing James's sexual urges in Silent Hill 2, due to not finding his dying wife attractive, and representing something grosser in Silent Hill Origins when Travis is looking for his younger brother. The nurses take several forms, but they're all pretty creepy, with their janky movements and choice of weapons. These shambling medical professionals will keep you away from your local hospital, no matter how many limbs you've lost in that hideous gardening accident. Number 4, Grey Children. What's scarier than a child? A dead child. The Japanese version of the game aren't these little demons with knives. Not that the Grey Children need them to be scary monsters. It's the giggling. The giggling is pretty haunting, especially when you consider these are the manifestations of Alessa's tormentors as a child at school. Whilst they are one of the smaller enemies in the game, and one of the easiest to dispatch, the mere fact they're children sends a tingle down your spine as you kill them with a pipe. They are also the first enemy you encounter in Silent Hill.
This? What's going on here?
When you get ambushed in an alleyway in Game 1, I really dislike these horrible, stabby, giggling monstrosities. Number 3, Abstract Daddy. Silent Hill 2 is a pretty harrowing game, and James's story is tough to swallow, but that is nothing on Angela's backstory. The Abstract Daddy is a weird, rotting corpse melted into a door that attacks you in a small room whilst Angela watches on, representing her father and brother who did horrible, unspeakable things to her as a child until she lost it and killed them both. Her guilt is now manifest as the Abstract Daddy. The name alone is pretty terrifying, and its movements are grotesque. After you kill it, Angela gets a few well-deserved shots in, and finally moves on from her guilt and her abusive father.
Angela, relax.
Don't order me around!
I'm not trying to order you.
So what do you want then? Oh, I see. You're trying to be nice to me, right? I know what you're up to. It's always the same. You're only after one thing.
No, that's not true at all.
You don't have to lie. Go ahead and say it. Or you could just force me. Beat me up like he always did. You only care about yourself anyway. You disgusting pig.
Number 2, Pyramid Head. The star of the Silent Hill series, Pyramid Head was supposed to represent James's self-hate and guilt, but he was so popular he's appeared throughout the series. His introduction in Silent Hill 2 is one of the most memorable gaming moments in my opinion. Watching this muscle-bound geometry head rip apart a nurse was pretty unsettling. The final boss battle against 2 of these beasts is one of the hardest in the series, and the fact Pyramid Head stalks James throughout the game means his presence is always felt. I think Pyramid Head is the greatest character design in horror video gaming, and even in video gaming generally. Instantly recognisable, entirely menacing, dripping in deep lore, and yet is only number 2 on this list. Number 1, the twin victims. I really hate the twin victims. They disturb the hell out of me. It doesn't help you encounter these things in a prison in Silent Hill. Everything about them is just creepy. No legs, they balance on their long arms. Why don't they have legs? What happened to them in life? The twin faces just stare at you right into your soul. The Room is a very underrated game. Maybe a better idea in theory than practice, but it has a special place in my heart. But the twin victims can stay the hell away from me. It doesn't help that the first time you see the twin victims, it's just standing there waiting for you. They are the most horrifying horror in all of Silent Hill. So that is my list of the top 10 most horrifying monsters in Silent Hill. Honestly, there aren't many duds in the Silent Hill roster. Maybe the dogs, but only because every horror game has dogs. Let me know in the comments which Silent Hill monster is your number 1, and subscribe to The Dark Place for more of whatever it is we do here. Thanks for watching.
Oh, forget it. This is way too gross. Who would even think of doing something so disgusting?